Hi everyone, Max Terry Fishel here, and thank you for coming to my gig. I mean, watching this video. Big thanks to Patrick for inviting me, and to Pete for putting it together. And I really hope you enjoy the next few minutes. Thanks very much. This one is about something that's baffled scientists for thousands of years. It baffles me. It's called, Do Flies Fall in Love? All flies look alike to me, but I'm sure they all have their individual fly foibles, Morse coding their voices bzz 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 or bzz bzz, one against the other when you compare them. Fly sex must be tricky, all that buzzing and frantic wing movement. Is it accompanied by fly love, tiny expressions of entomological romance while vomiting over food? Buzzy bondings made on the fly, beauty in the thousand lenses of the beholder's eye, or the pain of attachment followed by swat, their brief, giant passions dwarfing our petty human concerns. Thank you. I thought I would try this one on screen like this because there's no other way really of showing the visual aspect of it. The periodic table of the emotions. For thousands of years they thought there were only four. While empires fell, base feelings refused to turn golden. Then came the golden time itself. And look. I learned that some emotions are explosive and must be stored under pressure. This is a rubric. There are spaces for emotions not yet discovered, but some may never be. A few are less than universal. I do not mourn them. There will be others. Take what you will and react accordingly. Thank you. My mum was a refugee from Nazi Germany, and she settled in Liverpool after the war, and that's where I grew up. And one of the main memories I have of her is that she smoked a lot. So this one is called My Mother Smoking. Her. Those queasily green-packeted menthol cigarettes, one giving me my sly first sinful taste up the chimney. Smoked with coal-black coffee, she never gasped. Reading, elbow-propped, clouded by steam and smoke, the grim line of her mouth made her face shrink as mounds of tangled dews piled before her on the front room carpet. Me. No siblings. I turned to my friends for normalcy, hoping they would not exterminate me. Facially, I was probably safe, but that surname, always a risk. Coming home from school, I tasted her smoke. It was not the smoke of Auschwitz, but still my alveoli twitched, trembled at this invasion as surely as the march of war. Thank you. No carrots. An oligarch went to the park, parked his car outside a bar, walked through the trees, smelling the breeze, stepping lightly, leftly, rightly, until he came to a rabbit. The bunny looked him up and down, then began to frown. The oligarch was getting nervous, phoned up the Secret Service, asked them what to do. They said, stand very still and wait until the bunny hops away. The oligarch began to pray. Oh dear God, what shall I do about this bunny? God replied, give it all your money, every cent. This advice is heaven sent. The man called up his lawyer, said, look, as your employer, I'll be extremely frank. Get all my dosh out the bank, put it in a bag and bring it to the park. Yes, I know it's getting dark. Just do it, Mr. Pruitt. The bunny hadn't left and was starting to consider theft when Pruitt arrived with a bag of readies, 78 billion and a few odd pennies, and a couple of carrots for the bunny. The rabbit didn't think this was very funny, thumped its tail angrily on the ground, spun round and round and round in ever-decreasing circles. Its face was turning weirdly purple, getting more and more overloaded, then boom! The bunny just exploded. And the oligarch woke up, trembling, sweaty, poured himself a cup of coal-black coffee, considered his life's philosophy, and was just about to climb out of bed when a massive carrot fell on his head. Thank you. This one is about when I discovered a couple of years ago that I was carrying a couple of non-fare paying passengers in my chest. It's called Stowaways. They x-ray the party in my lungs, tell me I have nodules. Shadow puppet stowaways, gate crashers from my cough history, wearing wristbands I don't remember handing out. 2 in the cargo hold of my chest, but only 1 of me. I'm outnumbered while they partnered, dance in the dark to chambered heart music. Loved up, loved up, loved up. The scarring too. They've been scratching their names on my innocent tubes, keyed lines with malice. I can't get a respray for this. God's insurance won't pay up, even for a no fault. Gowned, I incarcerate in a giant machine which barks, breathe in, hold, breathe out, as it spins and weaves its filthy pictures. There is no privacy, even for my insides. The inured technician is professionally, conveyor belt calm as I slide off the plastic sheeted trolley, one universe into another. I ungown, wishing I could lose my passengers as easily. I'm not sure how to feel, pinballing between the concern and the lanyards. A consultant guides me through a probable destiny like a soothsayer, though today, reconciled, I almost boast to others. I have stowaways. Thank you. I don't engage with social media at all, and this is why. It's called AntiSocial media. Now, I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter, I don't do Instagram, I don't drop litter, and I haven't got an iPhone or a smartwatch. I've only got a stupid one, it doesn't do much, and I don't walk around with wires in my ears. I prefer to talk to people. I guess it shows me years. Now, if a woman goes on Twitter and says what she thinks, then all the trolls go crazy. The whole thing stinks because they threaten her with violence, rape or death or worse. You wonder if the internet's a blessing or a curse. And kids get cyberbullied. It drives them to despair about the size or shape or weight, the colour of their hair. Your sister is a slag. Your brother, he's gay. Your mother, she's a dirty slut. She's on her back all day. That's why I don't do Facebook. I don't do Twitter. I don't do Instagram. I don't drop litter, and I haven't got an iPhone or a smartwatch. Only got a stupid one. It doesn't do much, and I don't walk around with wires in my ears. I prefer to talk to people. I guess it shows me years. Then there's all the fake news bots churning out the shite, all the lies and hate and fear spewing from the right. There's Cambridge Analytica, the Daily Mail or worse, disabled, black or Muslim, they want you in a hearse. But who gets rich from all these apps, all the myriad taps on your haptic screens? You know what I mean. Facebook, Amazon, Google and the rest. Pay no taxes, the shareholders know best. Hey Alexa, fuck off out of my house. That's why I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter, don't do Instagram, I don't drop litter, and I haven't got an iPhone or a smartwatch. I've only got a stupid one, it doesn't do much, and I don't walk around with wires in my ears. I prefer to talk to people. I guess it shows my years. Thank you. This one's called I Should Have Been More Careful. I should have been more careful. I left the poem overnight on the table. I didn't know the poem was so unstable. In the morning I picked it up and stupidly knocked against it, jarred it with a poor choice of vocab, and it just fucking exploded. Words flying everywhere, syntax shattered, grammar blown apart, spelling ripped to shreds, meaning bleeding on the page. Later, after I'd swept up the bits of words and letters, I thought I was safe. I looked around to check and stopped dead when I noticed there was now a hole in the wall I'd built around myself to shield me from the world, and as I watched, the world began slowly seeping in through the jagged, smoking outline of the hole the poem had made. It was my own fault. I should have been more careful. Thank you. This one is called Silhouettes of Desire. There are no parts to this story, only milestones, hard etched in stairway stones along the way, following salt-rough silhouettes of desire, happy guilt feeding the loud shiver shaking. No mosquito bite this, full spread-eagle afternoons in cloisters, caravans, but never closets, not now. Tomorrow's smile comes early, gives push to love's cartwheel clarion, eyes tearless at last. Thank you. This one is called The Curse of Certainty. You say there is a God. I say I find this odd. Where's your evidence? What's the provenance of your assertion? You say you have faith. I say it's belief. You agree. That's a relief. So let's progress, no stress, to the next stage of our debate. We could be up quite late. You say the human race, alone in space, needs a protector, a director of events, an unseen vector in the history of things. I say it's a mystery, this history, but let's not get hysterical and go all clerical and invent the deity and the laity and banish gaiety and fun from all that's done in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Moly. Our Father, who hit our mother, bastard be thy name. You say you need saving. I say what I'm craving is freedom from bigotry. You know, faith is not obligatory. It's a choice. So let me have my voice. Don't think for me or ignore me or bore me with your chanting and misogynistic ranting. I'm not your sycophant. You say God works in mysterious ways. I say, so it's okay to be gay? In Brunei, 2 guys kissing will get stoned to death. There's something missing. Oh yes, love and compassion. Have they gone out of fashion in your broad church? You say you have a mission. I say you sound like a politician, except that your certainty extends for all eternity, forever and ever, till the end of time. Well, that's fine. I'll make up my own mind without a holy text to vex and perplex me with its rules and direction to achieve perfection, which is, after all, only certainty in disguise. So why don't we compromise? I realise it's hard, but try this. Give your blessing to someone whose life involves cross-dressing, for example. That's just a sample. Is this anathema harder than Boolean algebra? If so, there's still a long way to go. But if you can open your heart, that's a start, and we can peek through the curtain and both be a little less certain. Thank you.